Hi, so it's April and you are definitely busy in your home garden. While there are so many things to do, including sowing seeds and many other tasks, as always in this series of videos, I'm going to talk about two very important things that everybody needs to be aware of and do in April. So what are they? The first one is spraying your plants. What's very important is to ensure that you spray your plants against diseases and against pests. I will definitely make a very detailed video on this, so subscribe in order not to miss it. But for now, just a few key points to consider. First of all, I do not use non-organic sprays, insecticides and herbicides or also fungicides. I only use organic products, and I also recommend this to everybody. I think I don't need to convince anybody. Everybody knows that organic is better than inorganic, and one of the reasons is because after spraying with organic insecticides or fungicides, there is no waiting period, or waiting period is very small, so 1-2 days maximum. If you don't use organic preparates, then waiting period is much longer. Sometimes it's even 2 months, for example, and it doesn't make much sense to spray tomatoes when they're getting ripe and then wait 2 months, because then you would be able to taste your harvest. So another thing that you need to know is that if you are using organic insecticides and fungicides, they are mostly based on a live bacteria or fungi, which means that they are only active in a specific temperature zones. For organic fertilizers, it usually starts at the temperature of 10, although it's much better at the temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. And then the peak is about 20, 25, 30 degrees Celsius. Now, this means that you cannot start spraying too early. I know some gardeners spray their trees and their shrubs when there are still no leaves and it's pretty cold. It can be about 0 a little bit later, so you cannot use organic insecticides during those times because they would not work. It would be waste of your money. However, you don't need to use anything at the time, because most of the pests and diseases actually also are active during those temperatures that I mentioned. So when the temperature goes to this level, you can start spraying. Generally, using organic insecticides and fungicides, you should be doing it every 10 to 14 days, again depending on different weather conditions, on the temperature, on how much raining it is. The more it rains, the more often you should use insecticides. The less it rains and the hotter it is, the more often you should use insecticides. So while I do use them every 2 weeks, and I recommend this to do everybody for a better protection of your garden. If you cannot do it for some reason, there are 3 major important spray times that you need to know. So the first one is when the leaves just start opening, because this is period when your when your diseases and your pests wake up. The second time, which is usually in a few weeks, this is time when you see that blossom starts open, but it's not yet blossoming. And then the third time, after it finishes blossoming. So if you do it during those 3 times, you would already get rid of quite a lot of diseases and pests. But don't stop there. Keep spraying throughout the year. What is good with organic fungicides and insecticides, that they are very much compatible in most of the situations, which means that you can put 2 of them together in one solution and then use it for spraying, saving time yourself. That's usually not the case with inorganic ones. Additionally, once you have leaves, you can add some fertilizers in this solution and spray your plants, thus also using this opportunity to feed them through leaves. Which leads me to the second important point for April, which is fertilizing. Now that your plants are waking up, it's very important that they have all the necessary food that they need to grow and to produce harvest. So most important is to use complex fertilizers, which also contains nitrogen, because nitrogen is needed for growing leaves. It's especially important for green onions and herbs, but it's also extremely important for everyone else, everything else. For example, for your bushes, for your trees, and also any other seeds and plants that you have. As always, I only use organic fertilizers. I do have a video of how to make such an organic fertilizer which contains nitrogen for free, and now you see it linked. So after this video, please do look how to do it. I also put the links in the descriptions to this video. There is also another fertilizer that you can use, for example, manure or anything else, for example, mulch, although it would take a little bit longer for these nutrients to get to the roots of your plants and inside your plants. The key here is that don't forget to fertilize your plants in April. With this, don't forget to subscribe in order to not miss my video of what to do in May. And also browse all the other videos and playlists, including what to do every month of the year.